There we go. Sorry about that. Looks like my mic got turned off or disconnected. But we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 today. And I'm very excited for this because I wasn't actually planning on getting one. But I ended up doing some things and making some things work. I am trading in my Galaxy S25 Ultra. So there might be another video on it on the channel here comparing it to the Z Fold 7. And I am also selling, or already sold actually, the Galaxy S25 Edge, which I only had for about a month and a half. But you know, the Fold 7 is kind of like top of the line. You know, it's a very, very expensive device. So I didn't really want to sell my S25 Ultra just because it's up in the air whether the next one's going to have an S Pen or, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I figured that I would go ahead and, you know, just risk it and get the S25, or sorry, the Galaxy Z Fold 7. After seeing some videos on it and some reviews and all that kind of stuff, it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid device. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox it and take a look. I just got this in today. I was actually trying to get it on release day, but it didn't work out. Let me move that because my packing slip is right there. Yeah, the Samsung has this thing where you can order it on the Samsung website, which I needed to do so I could get the trade-in on my Galaxy S25 Ultra. And they have a thing where you can, you know, order it on Samsung.com, get all your trade-ins and all that kind of stuff. The same incentives and discounts and all that kind of stuff. But you can pick it up at Best Buy. And like it was like Wednesday morning, I was like, okay, let me do that. And I'll pick it up on Friday on release day when it comes out at Best Buy. Well, that was early in the morning, like 2 in the morning. So I was like, okay, I'll do it when I get up. Got up, and it wasn't available for pickup anymore. It's in here somewhere. There we go. So yeah, it wasn't available for pickup anymore. So I had to order it, and I had to do the 2-day shipping and wait till today, which is, of course, Monday. So we're gonna unbox it today. Very nice box. I like the little kind of silhouette. Looks really thin right there. I can't wait to see how thin this device is. I've heard it's very, very thin, and it's just something to experience. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I also have, actually, before we unbox the phone, let me go ahead and just take out of the package and get it ready the screen protector. I don't have a case yet. I am going to put Samsung Care on this, obviously, but I don't have a case yet, which doesn't bother me too much. I mean, the you know, the case is kind of just for the back, but I'll have Samsung Care Plus and I'll have a screen protector on here from the start. So I do have some cases in my cart on Amazon. I just haven't decided which ones I'm going to actually get yet. I wanted to try a few different ones, but Best Buy doesn't really have anything in stock. I want to get the Carbon Shield case from Samsung, which looks like it's actually $69.99 right now. I'm going to put all these in the shopping link, so it'll pop up. You guys can use the affiliate link if you want to help me out. I'm going to pin those real quick for you guys. Yeah, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 Carbon Shield case in black is only $69.99 right now, which is kind of in line with like the third-party knockoffs. So that's not too bad. And then I'll put the phone in there as well. So if anybody wants to support the channel, if you're thinking about getting a phone or anything like that, I do have that in the shopping link. It should pop up on the bottom of your screen or somewhere on the video. But yeah, I went with the Spigen just because trusted brand, something I could get quick. So we're going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to unbox this first because I'm going to get the screen protector ready to install. That way I don't have to worry about getting a bunch of dust on the screen. And if you guys have watched my videos before, you know I always recommend getting the screen protector and putting it on right away because it minimizes anything getting on the screen between like screen protector changes. As you can see here, we have two screen protectors. It's a 2-pack, so I like how they have this laid out, and it's very easy to you know, put the second one on. You got the other one right there. So we're just going to slide this back in. because that is all stuff for the second one. So very nice. We have your installation tools here. And yeah, installation little squeegee dealio right there. So you basically just put the phone on here and give it a pull. It's very easy. So we really won't have to worry about any dust or anything like that, because I am going to literally take this out of the box and fold it for the first time and put the screen protector on, and then we will take a look at it. I'm also very excited for One UI Watch 8 One UI, or One UI Watch, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the little top half fell out of the top. Normally that's in here, but it came out. That's just going to have your paperwork, your SIM eject tool, and your USB-C cable, which we don't need because I have a bajillion USB-C cables. Oh no. Well, you buy a $2,000 phone and the pull tab, I didn't even like pull it. I just like went by it, it flicked off. The pull tab broke off. Well, hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. But here is the phone. There's literally nothing else. Okay, that's weird. The whole entire like film that's normally on the phone is like, look at that. Look how like mangled it is. And it wasn't even stuck to the phone. It just like laid in the box. Okay, that's weird, but whatever. Again, wow. Very, very, very light. And yes, it is very thin. If you see the power button right there, the fingerprint sensor on it, that basically, I mean, they definitely had to make that smaller to fit it on the side of this phone. And then if we look at the bottom down here with the USB-C port, literally cannot get any thinner, because the USB-C port is like, they have to make a new USB standard before they can make this phone any smaller. So yeah, compared to like when I had a Fold like 4, Fold 5, I had a Fold 6 too, which is thinner, but not thinner than this obviously, but thinner than the 4 and 5. But the 4 and 5 were almost like, you know, way thicker than this. This is like an entirely different phone. This is really nice. So we're gonna pull the little screen cover thing off that did stay on the phone in the box. We're gonna take that off. We're going to stick this on here. So there we go. It's very very awkward because of the camera, but we're gonna just give it a pull, which that removes the dust right there. And then we're going to press and slide like so, and we'll give it a minute to, I can see it moving right there, so we're going to give that a second to do its thing. And I'm going to text somebody that was asking me about this screen protector, because I didn't think it had the dust removal part. All right, so we're gonna move that out of the way. Take that off like so. And shouldn't have any issues here. A little bit of air there on the side, but yep, there we go. We are on. Covers the screen pretty nice. As you can see, there's a little bit of a gap around the edge, which is usually a good thing. That's for like cases and stuff like that. These cases tend to be a little thicker on the bezels and stuff like that, so you're gonna want some extra space, and that just keeps the screen protector and stuff like that from lifting up. So that little space around the edge is completely normal. And you'll see when we turn the device on here in a second that it is still covering the entirety of the actual viewable surface of the screen. See if we have any juice here. Maybe. Oh, there we go. It always takes a second. Like, you gotta hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it, hold it, hold it, and then even if you let go, it turns on a couple seconds later. So we will let this boot up. I'm gonna move my light here a little bit so there's no glare. All right, very quick startup there. So we're gonna go ahead and continue and agree and agree and agree some more. We're gonna, both my Samsungs are dead right now, so we're gonna set up manually. Let me connect it to my Wi-Fi real quick. All right, so have this connected. I probably should go, I'm going to go get, yeah, Larry, good thing I'm filming. I don't know why that was off like that, but I mean, it seems like everything, the box was sealed, so, you know, it's directly from Samsung. I'm gonna put the chat back up here so you guys can see the chat. I'm gonna go get my S25 Ultra and plug it into this and just transfer that way because it seems to transfer more data easier with Smart Switch than it does doing the like Google backup. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab that phone real quick and actually no, because it's dead. So I'm just gonna, I'll do it this way and then I'll just redo whatever doesn't transfer over. Let me sign into my Google account here. Because I'm going to set this phone up a little bit differently anyway because of the 2 screens. So it's not a huge deal if my home screen doesn't transfer over because I'm not going to have it set up entirely the same. Let me switch to this camera real quick. Just had to do my two-step verification for Google here. Once I'm done entering the passwords and everything like that, I will switch the camera back to the phone. My S25 Ultra backup was 5 days ago, so I'll use that. I do like the outer screen on this one more than I feel like I like the older ones. It does appear to be a little bit larger, but it is definitely larger to the point where it's easier to type on. It doesn't feel like you're cramped. So we're going to do, let's do a pattern. Set up my fingerprint. And even, okay. Even though the sensor's smaller, it still reads fairly quickly, and seems. It's almost hard to get your finger entirely on it because it's so thin. Since the phone's downloading the backup anyway, I'm just going to set up the rest of them real quick. Where is the chat one? There we go. Larry, you're still in here, right? Did you get a Fold 7? Yeah, it doesn't really, oh, I'm not on it all the way, that might help. It's very hard to, wrong camera. very hard to, you see, like I put my finger on it, it's not really, there it goes. You really got to get your finger on there because it's so tiny. That's new, where you test it. Fingerprint unlock, and they give you the setting here during the setup for the fingerprint. So fingerprint unlock on, fingerprint always on. So what this does is, say the phone's closed right now, so we're on the cover screen, I don't have to actually push the button, or I can make it so like when the phone is open, I can just tap my finger. I don't have to hit it. I'm gonna put it on cover screen for now, and then we can always change that later on. We're just gonna leave all that the same. Turn on the backup. And we got Gemini, of course. There's a setting in there. I probably should have read it, but Samsung account will sign in with Google. I don't want any of the optional stuff. I want to get the text code. Is that what that was? Nope. I thought you got a new one, Larry. I don't know. Larry, I was in the same boat with the candy bar phone until until this got so thin and the screen got a little bigger on the outside. That was kind of what was keeping me away from it. Okay, I didn't get the text. Yeah, I never really set up the facial recognition on Samsungs or really use it to be honest. The only phone with the only thing with good facial recognition in my opinion is the iPhone. For some reason I'm not getting the text code for the Samsung account sign in. Okay, well, we will set that up later because I don't care. All right, we've got the regular taking care of your phone message that you get on every Galaxy, or not every Galaxy, every Fold. Hey, my wallpaper transferred over. Yeah, see my wallpaper transferred over, but my app layout didn't. So I'll have to fix that. That's not really a big deal. Let's take a look at the inner screen. Of course, we'll have to set this up. It doesn't have a wallpaper or anything right now because obviously we're it wasn't backed up on my S25 Ultra, so we're gonna turn that off. And we'll customize these pages a little bit later on. I'm gonna have to go through and set everything up back for, like the Fold. That's what I mean. You don't have to tap the button. You can just put your finger on it and boom, you're in. So I'm gonna have to set up the home screen again. I might go in here and charge my my S25 Ultra and go ahead and just use Smart Switch, but we will see here in a second. I'm just gonna let it download everything and then I'll plug it in probably and just try to copy over like my home screen setup and all that kind of stuff. But very, very smooth. Obviously for $2,000 it should be. We've got your display here. We're gonna crank that up. I'm trying to get it to slide the rest of the way. I usually put it right before the red, and just leave extra brightness off. I got to turn on the swipe gestures, which should be right here. There we go. This feature is pretty cool. Some people don't even know this exists. Continue apps on cover screen. So what we can do is we can make it swipe up to continue apps. So if I'm in settings here and I open the phone, obviously settings is going to transfer over, but now I can close the phone and it gives me the option to swipe, and I don't have to re-unlock the phone. And you have, I think it's like, yeah, after a few seconds, it literally says a few seconds. After a few seconds, the phone will lock. But if you just close it and swipe, it will automatically continue your app on the cover screen. You can choose always, swipe up to continue app, or never. So if you swipe up, then obviously you just have the option to do it every time, instead of having to have the app pop up when you close the phone. So pretty cool feature there. Very, very helpful. If you're somebody that transitions from the inside display to the outside display a lot, and you don't want your phone to auto lock every time you do that, then it's a very, very nice feature to have. So pretty cool. Most of these things are going to be your standard Samsung settings. I'm going to go ahead and get my SIM transferred over to this, and probably go ahead and see if I can just get it to smart switch my apps over, so I don't have to completely set up the home screen. And once all that's done, I will come back with another video. I might do one comparing the S25 Edge and the S25 Ultra. Not too sure yet. I do have to ship off the S25 Edge tomorrow, and then I've got a couple days to ship off my S25 Ultra before Samsung charges me $1,000, which I don't want them to do. So we're gonna get that in the mail here, or FedExed, pretty soon, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And Larry says, yep, at least I have One UI 8 fully. Indeed I do, because I messed up my S25 Ultra. I changed carriers, and I didn't have I can't install the beta now. So yep, this ships with One UI 8 and Android 16 right out of the box. So very, very nice. And I can't wait for my Watch 7 to get the update. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep the Watch 7. I might end up upgrading at some point to the Watch 8 Classic. The Classics are kind of my go-to watches. So now that they brought that back again for like the third time, I'm probably going to go with that. But thank you guys for watching. Very nice phone. The only thing I don't like kind of right off the bat, which everybody's talking about, is the fact that the phone is so thin. The camera bump is basically the thickness of the phone. So like, you know, the phone's nice and thin, but then you look at the camera bump and it's like twice as thick now. So that really makes it, yeah. You definitely, I mean, if you have a case on here that makes it flush, obviously you're fine, but you're not going to want to be like, you know, having this on your desk typing, because you're just going to be flopping it everywhere. Yeah, I don't hate setting up new phones, but I switch phones so many times that it becomes repetitive, and it becomes very annoying to have to like set up your phone over and over again. And I'm the kind of person that, like, I have a home screen set up on my iPhone, and I have a home screen set up on my Androids, and it's basically muscle memory at this point. So it's, at this point, I just want to put it back in the same spot, because it's a pain in the butt to kind of relearn. Now, one other complaint that I'll address real quick that I was seeing is that the phone is so thin that it makes it almost like impossible to open without a case on. And I mean, yeah, it's hard to grab. I mean, if your fingers are slippery, or you have bigger fingers or something like that, it might be. But I really don't see, I mean, you know, I really don't see myself having too many issues opening it up. So, I mean, I'll report back on that after I have some time to use it, but I don't really think it's going to be much of an issue. Another thing is the crease. Turn the screen off here. I mean, you can see it right there when it reflects light, but like straight on when the screen is on, there's like nothing there. I mean, you can, again, when you have like light reflecting off of it, you can kind of see it distort the light, but just looking at the screen itself, like even like side to side, you can barely tell. And you can feel a little tiny bit there, but it is a night and day difference between like the last, like probably like 2 generations ago and this one. It's almost not there. And some people are saying that the crease, you know, the crease is going to come back, or it's going to crease when you have it closed for a long period of time because it ships in the box open. I've seen some people say that it's not happening to them, so we'll see if it creases after a while. I don't think it will. I think the way that the new screen is, it's going to stay pretty creaseless right there in the middle. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you guys for watching. And I will be posting some more videos of this for sure. Battery life, performance, overall review. Like I said, I've got a bunch of cases that are going to be coming here probably in the next week. So I'll try to get those videos out here for you guys that are looking for cases for this. And then hopefully probably a comparison between my other two Samsungs, my S25 Edge and my S25 Ultra, which are going to be shipped off here soon for trade-in, and because I sold the Edge, because this phone is quite expensive. So I don't need the Edge and this phone, because this phone's basically two edges put together, I'd say. We'll compare that in the video, but like two edges put together. So I'd rather have a big screen with two edges sandwiched together. That's I have my, hold on, kind of all over the place here, but here's my iPhone compared to this iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to the S25 Ultra, or sorry, the Z Fold 7. Geez, about the same thickness. So yeah, that's pretty cool that I have a phone here that's about the same thickness as my iPhone, yet I can go like this and have a giant screen, and I have a regular phone basically. So one of the downsides I had with the other ones were they're so thick, and you know, I just didn't find myself opening it that much to use it. But I think now that this is very comparable in terms of thickness and just overall in the hand feel, I think I find myself being more okay with using the outer screen as well. And like I said when I was setting it up, it does feel like that the outside screen is more usable. It's not as cramped. So that's something that was a big complaint I had on the other one. So, yep. I will report back here shortly, like I said. So thank you guys for watching. Click that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And look forward to those videos. Thanks for watching. Colin here.